Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Armand Plays, and welcome, yes, another Minecraft thing. Honestly, a lot of things have been going wrong roughly around here where I live, and in doing so, I need something a bit more laid back. So I decided to go with Minecraft ultimately because it's very simplistic, it's calming in a sense, honestly. So I decided to do this because honestly, I'm tired of not being able to record. I'm trying to actually get to it as much as possible still, and some things just don't work out. So if there's any reason why you don't want to actually see this, of course, do not watch it. It's your decision. I do have mods installed ultimately. I'm not gonna really go through them and actually put them in the description unless somebody wants to know what mods I actually have installed. Then I'll actually let you know easily enough. But yeah, as you can see here, we're running on 1.12.2, and because of that, there's going to be a couple of things here. I still want to run on the demo, honestly, and I just have not had either the finance or the time to be able to actually get said finance to go to the full version. I am planning on eventually getting the full version, but that is in the future, honestly. Apologize still, I have bad allergies. Don't mind these two, honestly. This is I title these relatively weird sometimes. This one here, RPG mods, basically the one I was using to actually fuck around and test out some of the mods I installed to make sure they ran relatively decent together. And this is the world I have without mods. So, yeah. Just for being able to differentiate between the two, I'm just going to name this one YouTube for the time being. And honestly, I'm not exactly sure if this is going to become a serious thing. It's just one of those things I want to play it to try to relax, have more of a laid back type of game. So, yeah, let's do this. Now, I don't know how long I'm going to be playing this, so bear with me. And it's still relatively early in the morning, so that's another thing to please bear with me with. I did finally get some more bugs to actually be worked out. Evidently there were some things wrong with my system itself. And in doing so, you can see up at the top left as everything's rendering in, it does lag a bit upon startup. It could be right now because of recording, but I need to actually let it build up to about 60 frames. That is roughly what will be kept for a while. Hopefully. I don't know how it's going to actually work with recording. The mods installed, there's Minecraft. And on my system it's kind of laggy to begin with. Okay, hold on. I think I need to actually change the render distance here. Unless something's actually changed over. Okay, let's actually just turn this down a bit. Now, I'm sorry for any lag there may be, or there is currently, but it's just something I have to deal with. I don't have the best system still, but it gets the job done either which way. So at the bottom of the screen, you can see there's actually a level and a experience bar. That's primarily a mod I installed that gives me actual, or basically a role-playing scenario. Like, it's basically a lot like Final Fantasy when you come down to leveling. You don't get any magic though. That's different mods, and I still gotta decrease my render distance. Yeah, this is a problem. If I'm not recording, I'm able to actually get it between 8 to 10 render distance without much of a problem. And I will normally run around 40 to 60 frames per second constantly. Now, there's other mods I did install, and because of that, I may die a lot, honestly. There are two mods in particular. The leveling mod here, which is Simple RPG, and those Rogue Dungeons. It is relatively broken to actually try to go through and play with either one in particular. Rogue Dungeons make it extremely difficult, while Simple RPG kind of makes it too easy. So I figured it'd be a good balance system. Now, there is more than just that when it comes down to the mods I've actually been playing with more recently. And that being, I really have not been doing anything more really than testing and making sure. The most that I've actually done recently is so far been when I've actually tried to get the mods to work, or when I've actually played, and that's actually been when I actually ran through and actually played around with the non-modded world I have, which going pretty good so far. Let you know, die a lot, but because there's no mods installed, there's a lot less lag. And honestly, right now I could actually install some of these and actually reduce the lag. It's just mods I tend to enjoy running. So I think things may finally even out a little bit, and looking at this, and that's gonna be a nope. Yeah. I may just start over eventually and actually go play with no mods installed. Because honestly, I enjoy the base game as well. It's just these, I forgot to kind of remove them, I admit, when I started recording. And I'm already here anyways, so why the hell not, I guess. Now, there is really no mod installed that will actually let me have like insanely powerful armor or insanely powerful weapons. The closest one is the Rogue Dungeons, which is the first one I ran across right now is right over here. They go all the way down to Bedrock, and they are difficult. You have mobs that spawn in with armor, weapons, and the weapons and stuff you actually get from the dungeon as rewards for going through it. They are extremely powerful, but nothing more powerful than what you could actually get with base items. Pretty much you have the enchantments, and it can give you a lot off of that. Because most of them are just renamed versions of the straight items with enchantments. And because of that, it actually is relatively simple. But this is not me being a rant about trying to basically do a showcase or anything. It's just that's one of the mods that I've been using more recently. And it gives a lot. In the sense of being, it gives you a good challenge without too much to have to deal with bugs, honestly. It loads up. I had this other one I was actually messing around with for a little bit. And every time I would load up, it would actually just cause my system to crash. Either that is because I do not have enough RAM, or just the fact that the mod itself is broken. I don't know. And probably doesn't help that I'm running on an extremely old version of Forge. Now, this is something else I have installed. I have a Waypoint mod. And it's honestly not broken really much at all, but it's primarily just there for a fast travel point, probably you gather already. So where should this house be? I'm probably going to still put this up, honestly, but I'm pretty sure if I play anymore, I'm going to have to actually get rid of the mods. Because this is not going well. As you can see in the top left, the frames are actually drastically depleting. And certain terrains not willing to load. Yeah. But honestly, the last time I played with mods, it it's running a lot smoother, which is at least a bonus, honestly. Now, if anybody wants to actually see me play with any mod in particular, let me know in the comments, because honestly, there's a lot of really good mods out there. Just note that I only can run up to 1.12.2 currently. And truthfully, Forge used to be able to be used like it is now still for older versions, to be able to basically force it to run as the paid-for version. And I can understand why it doesn't work anymore, and I can respect it, honestly. Again, decoding a lot myself, and in doing so, it would actually irritate me a bit if people actually found a way around paying for the version that I actually pushed out. It's kind of counterproductive. And in the sense being that you make something and you really enjoy it, and then you can't do it anymore because people's actually basically not paying for it when they're supposed to. So I understand. I'm just wanting to eventually get a hold of the actual full version. I'm trying. So I know it's kind of retarded that I'm actually mentioning this, and I'm still running on the demo version, but you can see some of the problems I have to deal with anyways. And when it comes down to the Forge version I'm running on, it's like ancient still. I believe it's like 14.23.5.2500 as the actual number on it. I may be mistaken. I may have to double check that later, because I go through a lot of mods, honestly. Okay, this is going a lot better than the world I was using with the mods to begin with. I went through like thousands of blocks and no sheep. Yeah, I did get a bed, honestly. I didn't cheat for it. I was trying to avoid cheating. And what actually happened is I had to get nothing but string from like spiders and stuff to be able to actually do it. Which, honestly, until then, I didn't know that actually 4-string made a wool block, honestly. I also thought it was just a thing where you could actually from like cobwebs or from spiders itself and actually make a bunch of different tools with them, like bows and things like that. And yeah, it was helpful in the long run, honestly. But still, I didn't know. And I've been playing for a little over a year and a half now. Honestly, I've been playing for a little bit over a year and a half now, and I'm still making mistakes, honestly. Things that I probably shouldn't be making. So, yeah. Another thing here, if you want to continue seeing more Minecraft on this channel, please do mention. It would greatly help me. Because I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I'm basically shooting blind here. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, because I don't know what people would actually enjoy watching. I know a lot of people get into watching Minecraft. Hell, I actually get into watching like Mumbo Jumbo, Jack play Minecraft. More recently, I'm playing Minecraft, mind you. Unspeakable, and like a couple of others that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. And because of that, it's really helpful to know people actually enjoy watching it. So, please let me know in the comments. Or don't, honestly. I would appreciate it, but it's not like you have to. Another thing, there's also anything you want me to actually have as an end goal, because one thing I want to actually do eventually is to eventually play just a base Minecraft with a set end goal, either that to be killing the Ender Dragon, the Wither, or even making a type of build, kind of, you could say. Basically, after an X amount of time that I've actually played, or an X point in the game I've played, as soon as I've completed said project, I'll finish the series, ultimately. And something like that, I'm talking about like either, like I said, killing the Ender Dragon or the Wither, which is a very common thing to do, or going through and actually trying to build like a spaceship inside of here. A full working, well, kind of working spaceship. You can't exactly get it to work exactly. Being that of either a flying machine or one that's actually just more for looks. And if that's like the case there, it's one of those things I'll make it and then finish the series afterwards. But it would have to be something probably very long, time consuming. Like for the example of trying to build a spaceship. If I'm talking about doing that, I'm not going to want to do it like straight out of like stone blocks, honestly. It's probably going to be like out of like quartz or iron or something like that. Something a bit more costly, because the fact is it would look better, honestly. You won't, when you think spaceship, you're not thinking of actually something like made of stone. You're thinking of like iron or something that looks futuristic like that. Like quartz almost, when you actually do everything correctly. Which I don't know there's quartz stairs. Okay, there is. It's been a little bit. Please forgive me. So are there like different pattern versions, honestly? It seems to be fluctuating between multiple different versions of the same blocks. So I would assume that there's not. So I think I'm going to set up base here. And that's because of a couple of different reasons. It seems to be close to the water. Well, somewhat close. The water's like over here somewhere, I believe. But I seen there's some pigs over there, some sheep. I don't know where any cows are. We have some donkeys over here this way. I do need to actually start getting a bit of food supply. One thing to note inside of the world I haven't been using mods in, which if you want to actually see me run that world, go ahead, comments, whatnot, just let me know. I have like this huge farm, honestly. I have this huge wheat farm spanning like almost like 4 chunks, I believe, of nothing but wheat. It's not automatic or anything, it's just one I've actually built. And I don't know if there's any automatic wheat farms that can be built to begin with. I know you can actually make them to where they actually pick themselves. Which, honestly, one of the reasons why I haven't actually started doing that is I'm not good with redstone to begin with. I barely got an automated pumpkin farm. I have an automated sugarcane farm, and that's about it. I need to do so for watermelons, which I don't think I have. I've actually played like a good couple of months on this world. And I start off with like one little house, obviously, as like you would expect. But it turned out to be basically just a box I was staying in for a little bit. Right now it's holding all the animals I had. I had originally a bunch of different pins to hold them up. And then I kind of decided I was going to make a bigger house in the long run out of a bunch of different materials, which I still haven't finished. And in doing so, I just moved them inside of the, well, the place I'm staying at the moment. But when I totaled up originally, and if I remember correctly, I get roughly around 1,000 seeds before planting them back again. Just for that one farm, because of how much it is. It takes me an entire Minecraft day just to be able to actually pick it all and put most of it back. So that is a long time, but it also produces a lot of wheat, and it's one way I'm actually been able to survive mostly. I've been trying to expand my other farms though. I have a bunch more, so just let me know if you want to actually see me play that world. And of course, if you wish to help me any, you can actually help me by letting me know not only what games you would like to see me play, but also letting me know what I do wrong in said games, because as much as honestly as I play certain games, I'm a dipshit when it comes down to a lot of things. I know it's not so good to talk about yourself that way, but it's kind of true. So now I'm thinking possibly for this, if I continue along the route of actually playing this one world, I'm thinking maybe make almost like a wizard's tower. And honestly, it's kind of because one mod I have inside. No, did I misspell it or something? Let's see. I forgot to uninstall this. Oops. Yeah, I've been messing around with the Scooby Gear mod, just to see if I could get it to work or anything, and evidently I still haven't installed it. I got to uninstall it. Did I miss it? Honestly, when I started actually trying to make this more into like a RPG world, fantasy kind of thing, I started finding a bunch of mods that actually had a bunch of basically played as a class. You have Paladin Necromancer here. You have Beastmaster here. Okay, it is installed. I'm just dumbass and actually missed it. You have Berserker, and then you have the Mage. The Mage, ultimately, it's best for you to create the arcane book. Upon doing so, it'll let you actually be able to know what spells you're able to cast. And it's one of those, it's a weird mod, honestly. Normally you have like a button or a set item in question that gives you the spells. This here lets you be able to cast the spells by typing in the chat box the name of the spell. That one ultimately took me for a loop originally. One thing that's actually really good about it though, but also really broken, is once you find ore and you have the full mage road, because one thing that's a constant that I found with it is you gotta actually have the armor for the class. Upon having the armor itself, it'll let you be able to basically run as a class and use the equipment. There's a spell though for the mage, which is relatively broken. When you have the ores in your inventory, you find them, and it's one of those things that can be done. It will automatically let you be able to convert them over into the block form. And that's kind of broken, honestly. But it kind of makes sense in the grand scheme of things to be able to not be limited to one set of materials. Well, not exactly one set of materials. I'm not exactly explaining it very well. Primarily where you're able to actually transmute it from one thing to another. It makes sense for you to be able to basically change it if you're supposed to be able to cast extremely powerful magic. Now the mage armor is nowhere near very great when it comes down to defense, as you can see right here. And that's probably because you're supposed to cast spells. The spells let you be able to buff yourself. There's one that lets you have a flying carpet. That one's actually kind of fun to play with. It'll essentially let you be able to fly. Think about it, should I just actually make this my base here? Because if so, this would actually work out very well. You know what, let's do it. But I think it'd be good to stop soon, honestly. Don't want to bog down the video too much. And as it is, I probably should have actually shut the fuck up and actually cut out a bunch of this, but hey, I'm trying to actually explain things and make it entertaining. as much as possible. Because I imagine it's boring just watching me go through and mine all these blocks. Now, like I said before, I may continue this world. I should, like I said before, I should probably stop and actually just remove the mods next time. Try to remember. Which, it's something I've actually had problems with beforehand, where I forget to remove the mods and mess up an entire world that I've been playing that's not supposed to have them. Kinda sucks, honestly. But thus, that is life, I guess. So, I know I more recently, when I haven't actually been recording, I've been playing Pokemon Safe Sylph. I still can't remember how to pronounce it. I apologize to Creator for this, but seriously, I can't remember. So, I will continue here soon. I'm probably going to try to upload it tomorrow. And that's because not too many people's actually really enjoying, from what I've been actually seeing, the Final Fantasy playthrough. So I'm actually wanting to stop that entirely, to not produce content that people won't enjoy. And I'm basically guessing at this point because nobody's willing to tell me anything. No offense. It's just a relationship at this point. I play the game, you tell me you don't like it, I stop playing the game. It's the only way it's gonna work. So, now of course I know not really many people watch them to begin with. Just try to give me feedback, please. Because that's the only thing I'm actually asking right now, is to really just primarily give me feedback. Is there any game you want me to play? Is there anything I did wrong that you want me to actually try to do differently? Which it sounds a lot like a rant, and I'm not trying to make it sound that way, so sorry. But I think I'm going to actually end this here. Thank you all for actually watching. I hope you liked the video, mind you. Please let me know of any game you'd like to see me play, any feedback, ultimately, and everything else I said. I hope you have a nice day, honestly, and I hope to see you in another video, honestly. It's good to be back ultimately recording, so, yep. See you then.